Human beings are social creatures. We are wired to thrive through interaction and companionship. At every point in your life, you will always have dealings with three sets of people: yourself, other people, and with God. Actually, the extent of safety and comfort you enjoy is hooked to how well you relate and interact. Social intelligence gives you capacity to relate and interact constructively and thereby live in health and wealth. Many years ago, I met this lady I admired greatly because I thought she was very blessed. She had this fantastic job she was always talking about. She had a good pay. She had a side hustle that was also, doing well by what she said to me generally. And also, she had a full house, a husband, a bunch of kids. Now, years down the line, she is in her year of retirement and she lives alone. She has separated from her husband. Her kids are grown up and her kids do not want to live with her. Her kids prefer to live with the father. And even the shop that she runs, she is unable to retain workers in spite of the fact that she has sufficient funds to pay them well. She has never, all the time that I knew her, she has never been able to keep any one worker as long as 6 months. And I tell you, I am talking about someone whom I have known and related with over years. So my question to you today is, what is it you are doing now that will cause people to leave you alone, especially later on in life when you need support the most? The thing is, being alone can be good and can be bad. That is because there are two versions of being alone: solitude and isolation. One is healthy, the other is not. Everyone needs to have some periods of solitude every now and then to reflect, process thoughts, process experiences, validate ideas and strategies. Some measure of solitude now and again is very important for you to be able to take charge of your life and to stay in charge of your life. However, solitude is not the same as isolation. One is choice, the other is consequence. Solitude is you choosing to be alone now and again for particular reasons you have identified. Isolation, on the other hand, is a consequence of things you have said and done in the past, which has caused people to stay away from you. And so isolation is you finding yourself alone even when you don't particularly want to be alone. No one needs isolation at any particular phase of life. Isolation keeps us feeble because there is nothing you know and can do alone that can take you really far. Isolation also makes us vulnerable to the predators of life. As a matter of fact, human beings and even non-human entities that have ulterior motives around us, when they come into our space, the very first thing they seek to do is to get us to be in isolation, because it is in isolation that we are hit the hardest by any particular adverse wind. So isolation makes us vulnerable to these predators. Isolation also causes hurts and pains to linger much longer than they would have, because it is the love and affection and support we get from our social circles that allows us to take up courage and find strength to come out of rough situations. And sometimes on the opposite end, it is the harsh words, the rough words of also people in our circles who do that not from the standpoint of hurting, but from the standpoint of getting us to stand on our feet. It is those jabs that cause us to stand up and begin to look forward rather than continue to dwell in the past. The opposite of isolation is companionship. Companionship sharpens you, nurtures you, defends you, and reinforces you. Companionship keeps you continually, renewing your strength and your vitality. The truth is that no matter what you know and no matter what you accomplish, without people to share your triumphs and your pains with, those accomplishments soon become like nothing because you never really enjoy it, as much as you should. Companionship has so many benefits, you know. But the mistake many of us make is to think that one person or one social circle can give us all the companionship we need. But that is not so. You need companionship from family, yes. You also need companionship from colleagues. You need companionship from friends. You need companionship from classmates. You need companionship from your neighborhood. No one social circle can take the place of the other. Now, there's this English proverb that says, if wishes were horses, beggars were right. That is to say that companionship is sweet, but it is not cheap. Companionship is a long-term investment. To enjoy companionship, you must first be a fit companion. To be a fit companion, you must stop treating people and treating relationships from the standpoint of survival. A survivor considers relationships and social cycles solely from the standpoint of what such people and what such cycles have to offer. You need to graduate from being transactional to being supportive in all your social circles. That is how you get to build emotional connections. And it is only emotional connections that transcend time and status. Like I have said already, please bear in mind that no one person and no one social cycle can offer you all of the companionship you need. The companionship, the comfort you enjoy from your siblings is not the same kind of comfort and companionship you will enjoy from your spouse. The kind of comfort and support you draw from your old classmates is not the same that you will get from your professional colleagues or your co-workers in the workplace, and so on and so forth. Learn to carry along every social cycle that has brought value to you across the different phases of your life. Because during times of pressure, positive or negative, you don't really know where you will find succor or relief. Be a fit companion so that you can get the best from life. Companionship is priceless.